Hi everyone, today I'm planning to show you how to make an outfit for your Bratz Big Babyz doll. And what I'm going to use to make an outfit for this Felicia is this Bikini Bottom. It's a brand new one, it's not a pre-used one. It was £2 from Primark, still got the tickets on it. So what I thought was that these little ties at the side here could tie around Felicia's waist. That was my plan. Like this. This is going to form her top. So they're going to tie around the back there, and then what I'm going to do is cut this bit across here, turn it over, and I'm going to thread some of this through it because it's really long, and then it'll gather up and tie around her neck. So she'll have like a bikini top. That's the plan. So I want it to go around her waist about there. And I need it to go up to her, above her chest, and I need it to fold over. So if I cut it across here, that'll be plenty big enough. So cut across there. Like so. This is what you're left with. You've got this triangle shape, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this over here like so, and I'm going to just stitch across the bottom of there. Okay, so I've turned my top over a couple of times, sewn across the bottom there to hold it in place, and the next thing I'm going to do is thread my piece of thread through the top. So put the pin through the knot in the end of the fabric, like so, and feed it through the tube. And this is the sort of material that it's like a stretchy nylon fabric, like a workout fabric, or the kind of fabric that swimming costumes are made of, because actually it is a swimming costume, isn't it? It's a bikini bottom that we're using. So it won't fray, which will come in very handy in a minute. So that's the top done. Because I've threaded that through there, it can gather it up, tie it round her waist, and then we tie this bit round her neck. There we go. And we're left with a cute little bikini top for her. So it's gathered across the top there and just tied around the bottom at the back. That's her little top. Now what we need to do is sort her out some bottom. If you were to make her a little skirt, it wouldn't have to be a very long one. Tie it round her hips, but we'll make a little hole in the fabric just there. It's big enough for the, just needs to be big enough for the tie to thread through. And we can do that because it's the sort of fabric that doesn't fray. Right, so thread the fabric through there. Don't want it to, I want it to show her belly off, so. And then go round the back, tie ties in a sweet little bow, and you can decide on the length. So it's got this nice little crossover pattern just here. I quite like that. If we cut it along this line here, I think that'll be long enough for her. So yeah, that's where I'm going to cut it, I think. I'm going to cut it longer rather than shorter, because we can always cut it shorter, we can't cut it longer. So then we tie it at the back, and the longer bits, we might be able to use this for something else in a minute, so I'm going to trim that down, those ties, tie them in a little knot, at the end. Right, so I decided on my length and I've cut it around the bottom. So essentially what she's got is a bikini top and a wraparound skirt. I love that, how it wraps around there. You could always move it to the side. So she's got just the one leg showing through the little gap. What I'm trying to do is move it onto her hip so that her little tummy is showing. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, so position it where you want it. Tie it at the back loosely, not too tightly. If you tie it too tightly, you won't be able to move it down to where you want it. So there she is in her little skirt and top. Doesn't she look cute? I really like that. And I think we've got enough fabric left to be able to make her a bikini bottom as well. So I'm going to have a go at making her a bikini bottom as well now. Let's take her skirt off again. So remember how we made the skirt? All I did was measure round her like this. Pop this through a little hole I've made in the side here. Pull it through and then wrap it around to the back and tie it up loosely. And you're left with a little shaped slit at the side here, and this bit won't fray, so it's perfectly alright to leave it like that. Now then, for the bikini bottoms. The same with this. If you wanted to, you could always turn that over and stitch it at the front there. Pop it through to the back. And the same here. If you wanted to, you could turn it over and stitch it there too. I might leave enough fabric to do the turning over and stitching it later. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a top like that and I'm going to velcro it so that I can use these ties. Cut the ties off the top completely. Right. Okay, so essentially what I've done is cut the crotch out of the bikini bottom and I've sewed a piece of tie to each corner. 2 at the back and 2 at the front. So like we're left with this. And what we then do is pop it on Felicia and tie the sides together. Okay, I'm sort of doing a bow. I think I'm just going to do 2 little knots in the side so that the strings hang down a bit lower and look a bit more like a bikini. So there we are. So out of a £2 bikini bottom from Primark, which is like a discount clothing store near where I live, we've made her a little bikini and a wraparound skirt. Also, we've got a little piece of fabric left over. If you wanted to, you could fold that over like this and make her a headband. You just need to add a little bit of elastic to the ends there. If you folded it over like that and sew across it, yeah, so I've got a little bit of fabric left over. So I'm going to fold it into 3. Like so, and I'm just going to stitch right across there. But I'm going to leave that long pointy bit on there. I'm not going to cut it off because that'll make the headband a bit longer across her head. Okay, so I've got my piece of spare material, folded it into 3. I've just stitched it along to form a tube. I'm going to move the stitch into the middle at the back, and I'm going to stitch some black elastic. You can choose whatever colour elastic you like. I'm going to stitch it at this end here like this to hold it in position. So just a few stitches in there. Make sure you put enough in to hold the elastic in place, because once it stretches it will just ping off if you haven't put enough stitches in. There may be a good example of how that happens in a minute when I try and put it on a red. So I've got the elastic in that side, we've got the seam at the back, and then we need to measure around Felicia's head to see how long we need the elastic to be, and I think about there will be long enough. I don't want it to stretch too tight, but we want it to be tight enough so that it holds in position. So, and we're going to stitch the other end of the elastic to the other side of the tri-folded band. So a few stitches in there to hold that in position too. Of course, you don't have to make a headband out of the spare piece of elastic if you don't want to, but my Felicia has actually had a bit of a haircut at the front, so this will help to hide that haircut for her as well, won't it? And on top of that, we won't be wasting any material. I don't like to waste anything. So we'll, with our £2 bikini bottom and a little bit of elastic and stitching, we have ended up making Felicia a 4-piece beach outfit. And because it's a beach outfit, she doesn't need any shoes, which is a good thing because she hasn't got any. No. Okay, so let's try it on her, see if it'll ping off or not. Put it on her like a necklace and then position it where you want it, and I want it at the front to cover up that little bit of cut hair there that she's got. And if you decided that you wanted your skirt a bit shorter, this bit would even be a bit wider, so you could have a wider band if you wanted to. If you haven't got a hair cutted Felicia, you could move it back a little bit just to make it a pretty decoration, but yeah, I'm going to put it there to hide that bit of cut hair. So yeah, there we go. Really happy with that. I hope that's helpful to someone. I hope you enjoyed my little tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.